So really, it's all about waiting. There's an account on Twitter that is counting down to the day Museveni will die. And they keep reminding us every day that Sevo is not yet dead. So all we can do is wait.
Yes.
Yeah, all we can do is wait.
So just to take you back, because we've been this festive season. What is it that Santa Claus has brought you this year that has been your highlight? Oh, have you received Santa Claus? Have you received Santa Fraud? Which of those have you received?
No.
Because for me, this whole festive season, the only ones I've been getting are beers.
That's
I
good.
don't see candy.
No, that's good, by the way. That's not a bad thing.
Biwol, just in this week and this month, there was news that the government has stopped the importation of the Starlink internet and all that. And this is something we've seen before, the internet being shut down. How have you prepared for that period of election? Because it's not far. Have you downloaded movies? Have you stacked up on beers? Who knows what could come out? Because for me, I've already stacked up movies and podcasts.
Yeah, you're ready, Let them take the internet.
Yeah, so what are you planning to do in that first season? How have you prepared for the election?
First of all, from a technical point of things, I've done my things. I've prepared in a certain way. I'm not going to share it on here, because they'll come and collect me, right? But some of us might be online during that time if they shut off the internet. But the other thing that
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome yet to another episode of the Dark Cross podcast. And today we are having a very distinguished guest who many of you have come across, who many of you have heard about, who many of you have seen. This person that we have on set today, one is a storyteller, he's a traveler, he's a podcaster just like I am, and if there's anything that I could say that is not good about this man is that he supports two poorly run clubs. Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce to you Biwol. Biwol, nice meeting you today.
Why do you give such a... if there's anything that I can say that is not nice about him, there's nothing that is not nice about me. Just because I support winning teams. Why is this a problem?
But the records don't suggest as you say, because
I support first of all, in terms of Formula One, I support Ferrari. In terms of football locally, I support AC Villa.
Yes,
most successful. In terms of football in the UK, I support Manchester United. I don't think I
maybe just to put it straight, I meant two poorly run clubs as of now, because I don't think you've seen anyway.
Yeah,
let's leave it at that. So, Biwol, how has been your festive season?
First of all, I am intrigued by the name of your podcast.
Okay,
it's called the Dark
Roast.
The Dark. Why?
This podcast to me is a representation of coffee in Uganda.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
I thought like you roast people, like we come and you
once in a while.
Okay.
Yeah, when.
Okay,
can get you roasted.
It's very interesting.
So,
I like it.
How has been your festive season? For starters, why are you still in Kampala? Because in most cases, people are going to the villages.
Yeah.
Why are you in Kampala?
No, going to the village is very expensive.
Okay.
And for me, I come from very far.
I
come from very far. And before you decide to go to the village, there's a number of things you have to factor in.
Yeah.
One is obviously the expenditure. And then two, if there is work, for those of us who do a lot of our work online, if there is work that you can do, that you're supposed to do during the festive season, and you're not sure about the network in Serere, you've got to think twice about that. And then thirdly, and perhaps most importantly, when you travel up country and people see you coming from Kampala, They expect you to come with shitloads of money.
Sure.
You know, they expect you to come with, they don't know that in Kampala we're also struggling with the dust, with potholes, with poverty, with robbers. They don't know we're struggling with these things.
Yes.
So they wait for you at the end of the year. They're like, the rich man is coming, but you're also poor. You know, so there's many things to factor in. But I'm also in Kampala because I'm a citizen of Uganda. I should be where I want to be. You know?
No, because the trend has always been that when the festive season is here, people go back to their ancestral lands and try and refresh.
That's true, but that's mostly people who don't go there anyway during the year. If you don't travel up country during the year, during the festive season, you really must go. But if you travel every now and again, there's really no problem. Okay. And for you, where are you in Kampala?
As for my case, for some of us, we are worried that if we go in the festive season, they will make us wash plates. We don't have the woman, so then we will wash plates for us. And then, as for me, Kampala has always been my town, it's my village. I've been here majority of my life, so I'm literally in the village and I'm literally in Kampala. Yeah. So to avoid those questions of why don't you have a wife, blah blah.
Stay in the comfort of. You should have started with that. Those questions there, by the way, are not easy. Those questions are not easy.
So, Bigol, as you're coming here, there was a game between Uganda and Nigeria. What has been your take on that match? And generally, our performance, because at this point, as we record this podcast, Uganda has untouched Morocco.
Yeah, we are on the way back. The boys need to come back and vote.
How many votes are those?
You know, the whole contingent is probably 20 or 30 people.
Yes.
Those votes are good. Those votes can count for something. So the boys are coming back. But I think the results, first of all, I don't think the results tell the story of the way the Cranes played. To be honest, I'm a very big critic of the Cranes.
Yes.
But I think they played fairly well this tournament,
Yes.
There's a bit of calmness with the team. I think Paul Put is a decent tactician also, and a good manager, right? I think we played better football than we played in the previous AFCON, and I think we passed the ball a bit more. We had a lot more confidence. There were a few calamitous mistakes we made which led to the goals. And then there were a few personal mistakes that players made that cost the team. But as a whole, I applaud the Cranes. I think they did fairly well. Obviously, that game against Tanzania will go down as one of the most painful games because we should have won that game. We really should have won that game. And if we had won that game, the conversation would be different. That being said, let them come and vote. We go again. We wait for World Cup maybe. But kudos to the Cranes. I think they gave it a shot. They gave it a good old try. East Africa in general was poor this tournament.
Yes.
Yeah. Hopefully, when we host Pamoja, which is not far, I hope that one of the East African teams at least should make it somewhere. Sure.
Because for me, what I make from their performance is just like you said, there's been improvement compared to the teams that have gone out there. But then you need to factor in that the opponents have improved better than
massively. Yes. I mean, you're playing Osimhen.
Exactly.
You're playing guys
which wasn't a case before, because you look at Mali when they're having decent players playing across Europe. So whilst we've improved, the improvement is not good enough to really put up a show there. But as you said, looking forward to 2027 that will be held here in Uganda and the rest of the East African members, and we see. Okay. So you mentioned that abana bakomawo balonde, and you can't take it away that this time round there's been a lot of things going on in terms of campaigns, in terms of the pre-election violence and all that, which we've not experienced in the last, say, 2 to 3 years where we had COVID and all that. What's your take of the current situation here in Uganda as we head towards the elections? Because I think we are just a couple of weeks away.
Yeah.
What's your take? What does the environment feel like?
It's polarized. It's very volatile. I think there's a lot of violence that's unnecessarily happening.
Sure.
There are certain things that, as a sane human being, you don't even need to belong to any political party to just see that something is wrong, right? There's a lot of that's happening. I'm somewhat worried that a good number of the elites, have become disillusioned. They don't believe that this election can change anything, and so many of them are not going to vote, right? And for me, that's a bit of a challenge because It probably won't. But the truth is, everybody has a civic duty.
Yeah.
And your civic duty, when you vote, you don't vote because you think the person you're voting will win. You vote because it is your responsibility to vote. That it's as simple as that. Get to the ballot box, tick somebody you like, or if you don't like any of them, spoil the vote, but get to the ballot box.
Yes.
As simple as that. For me, I feel like that duty is, the onus is on every Ugandan.
Because why I asked this is because with most of the people I interact with, you realize there's that they are distanced away from what is actually going on.
There's apathy.
Nobody, there's that excitement is not there among most of the people I hang with. I don't know if it's the case with everybody.
No, that's true.
But you feel like people are distanced away from what actually happens.
No, that's true. And it comes from a place where you've seen you sort of know inside of you who's going to win.
Yeah.
Right? And you think to yourself, what will my vote change, really? It's one solitary vote. But as I say, the responsibility is on you, the onus is on you to just cast the vote. It's not so much that you think your person will win, it's so much that it's your duty. But the thing you mentioned, which for me is it highlights a deeper problem, right? That people are at a point in Uganda now where they've said, you know what? When they are done, they leave. People are now in a state of apathy. They've given up because, what are you going to do to change things, right? You have to be in things to change anything. And once you get into things change you.
Yes.
We've seen so many people who, when they're outside, the Norbert Maos, the Chris Oboris, when they're outside, they're making noise. When they enter,
they just replicate.
Yes. So really, it's all about waiting. There's an account on Twitter that is counting down to the day Museveni will die. And they keep reminding us every day that Savo is not yet dead. So all we can do is wait.
Yes.
Yeah, all we can do is wait.
So just to take you back, because we've been this festive season. What is it that Santa Claus has brought you this year that has been your highlight? Oh, have you received Santa Claus? Have you received Santa Fraud? Which of those have you received?
No.
Because for me, this whole festive season, the only ones I've been getting are beers.
That's
I
good.
don't see candy.
No, that's good, by the way. That's not a bad thing. For me, I'm alive, first of all. That for me is a big gift. I'm alive. I know it seems like a foregone conclusion, but there's many people between 24th of December and 31st of December who just die for various reasons, right?
Yes.
I'm glad that I'm still alive. So that's one. The second thing for me that I'm sort of thankful for that the universe has allowed me is the ability to make informed decisions, right? The ability to be sane about the things I make. There are people who make decisions. They've been forced by family. They've been forced by their partners, by financial circumstances. They've been forced by so many things to make the decisions they make. I'm glad that I'm in a place where
you feel like you're in control.
Yes, I'm in control of my life.
Sure.
And finally, and perhaps most importantly, I don't have a child yet. That I celebrate. People don't, but I celebrate that. And two, there's no woman who's lying to me. So, that's something to celebrate for me.
Okay. And then what could you really feel like has been lacking, or what loss do you look at in 2025 and feel like this was really something that didn't...
On a personal level?
I'm hoping next year it does not happen.
On a personal level?
Yes, personal level.
On a personal level, towards the end of the year, it's been cold. I've been spending a lot of nights alone. So that it wouldn't be bad to have somebody to cuddle with, So perhaps next year,
not with the number of feminists that we have. Against.
No, I don't think they're against cuddling, but so it would be nice to have somebody to cuddle. That hasn't happened, but we move on. We soldier on like real men, But the other thing that I think could have happened, I could be richer. Honestly, I could be richer. This year has been a bit unkind to me in terms of, my financial growth or prowess or whatever you want to call it.
Yes.
I haven't hit the highs that I thought I would hit. So hopefully next year will be better. Hopefully I'll make some more money. Maybe I'll kill some Indian or something. I don't know. But I need to make some money.
Speaking of that, these days I land on a lot of too much content related to the bracket where I'm a millennial. Where most of the content that seems to be talking about me in a way that you feel anxious many times.
Yeah.
You feel you're behind other people. You feel like you've not achieved. Is that a thing that also comes to you often? Because
I've always thought, and I know and I believe that comparison is the thief of joy, right? That when you come from a humble family, and on Christmas Day, your dad buys you a pair of shoes, and all your siblings have no shoes. You celebrate, you've won, right? Then you step out of your home, you go to the neighbors, and they bought them 2 pairs of shoes. Now, suddenly, this thing you are celebrating is no longer something to celebrate because you're comparing. And then you're like, now my target is to have 2 pairs. Assuming your father somehow gets the money and buys you two pairs. Then you go to, let's say if you are living in certain flats here, you go to the next flat and there's a guy who they bought 2 pairs of shoes and a PS. You're like, 2 pairs of shoes are no longer enough because you're comparing. But remember, the original circumstances you came from were an absolute win for you. Nobody else has shoes in your family except you. So millennials are struggling with a lot of comparison, that because somebody is 40 or 35,
they need to have
a child, milestone. They need to have a home, they need to have a wife, they need to have a bank balance of 40 million. And if other people have it, you feel like you're not achieving. And yet the things that you probably need in your life, you have
already
them,
at your disposal.
Right? You have them. Yes. You have peace of mind. That one is priceless. You have a family that loves you. That's priceless. You have a job. That's priceless. You have a home. You're probably driving. You have Snapchat. You have access to things that other people don't have access to.
Yes.
But because you're seeing other people are popping bottles in the bar at 2 a.m., you're like, but man, also that is not who you are.
This brings me to this question: is that do you realize that maybe there's a difference between how we celebrated the festive season back then and now? Because why I'm saying so, you made it say that people maybe have gotten used to certain things that they do not know how for us we grew up knowing. Because for example, cake.
Oh my goodness.
Cake has become a normal thing. Yet back in our days it was a luxury.
Friend, that was a big deal.
Christmas tree, people are planting these plastic ones in the home. Yet for us you have to cut that natural one and put it in the home. That excitement, I don't feel like that excitement is there anymore. That's why I am not doing a lot. I'm not doing a lot of that excitement in the festivities because I feel like what is happening is plastic.
No, you're right, and it's good you mentioned the word plastic.
Soda, it used to be a luxury, but now any outing.
In my day, in the 90s, we ate meat on big days.
Yes.
Like you don't just
it was a one-off.
You don't just randomly expect meat on a run. No, Easter, Christmas, somebody like a birthday, like big things, funeral. But today, meat is everywhere all the time. People are eating it all day recklessly. What do you mean? It's a Tuesday afternoon.
You reminded me about in the recent months there's been kids upgrading to alcohol. It reminded me how kids be posing in graduation gowns. Yet back then it used to be on adults.
My friend,
what does the kid get the excitement?
A young child, a kid in kindergarten, they're celebrating Simanya Priscilla's graduate. I'm like,
they invite you for graduation.
Are you mad?
And find the kid.
People struggled with retakes to get that gown, and you're giving a 3-year-old to wear a gown, and you say, but I mean, everything must be celebrated.
But then again, you cannot blame. I think it's just the world trying to evolve.
Yeah, the world is evolving,
because you have to be in the mind of a younger person to try and know what they feel about. My sister told me, you know what? I've got a SIM card in my name, and I feel like I'm an adult. I just told her once the bills get to you, you'll know.
You'll wish you were not under that.
It's a huge accomplishment to get a SIM card. And she feels like she's an adult.
Yeah. So, but the thing that millennials we are blamed for a lot, which is true, is that because we suffered, we think other people must suffer.
They need to suffer to get
And there's a certain unfairness we feel needs to be distributed. That because us in school, we used to starve.
We were told work hard, study hard, and get jobs. Now we don't have the jobs.
Now kids today wake up, he's 13 years old.
He already has a job.
TikTok, and he has money.
He has blossomed.
And we're like, that's unfair. So that's natural, right? As a human being, you feel like you are.
For us, we are told that education is the only straight path. Anything less than that.
But the thing that we need to do as millennials is to embrace the ability to unlearn, right? Because there are things we grew up knowing, as gospel truth, but we need to discard them.
Yeah.
They're painful, they're horrible. For example, we were lashed in school like thugs. We were caned like we were robbers,
Education is the only business where they flog the customer.
But yes,
they flog the customer.
They lashed us badly.
Actually,
and
you're the boss, but
you're being
because it's you pays fees, but then they hoop you.
Like they caned us really badly. And some of us,
which is not the case nowadays.
It's not.
Yeah,
it's not. It's not.
Education is more exciting, I would think.
It's fun. It's love. It's enjoyable. It's a nice thing for a child now. Back then, my friend, what are you talking about?
It was war.
It was war. So we feel like because us who are caned, we turned out.
If the school teacher is here, you have to use the other road.
My friend, it was not easy. But yeah, but we've come a long way. We've come a long way.
So, Bigol, as we head into the year 2026, what are you looking forward to? You as a person, what are you expecting in Uganda? Already you've talked about the elections. Because me, personally, I'm just excited about how we are going to host a major tournament, because 2026 will be very crucial as we head into 2027. What are these people going to do? I'm way expecting roads to be complete. I think you came to our place and saw how terrible the road.
God.
You should be asking who is the mayor of Kira. Like people was asking who is the mayor of
Uganda, and he's going to be voted again. But for me, I stopped having high hopes, especially for the new year. And maybe it's because I'm older now that I've seen so many. I see so many New Years you used to celebrate when you're younger, and you expect next year is going to be different, and it's the same shit. And you celebrate, you're like, next year will be different, and it's the same shit. So now I'm at a point where I'm like, you know what? Whatever happens, happens. It is an election year, and ideally, in very many societies, normal functioning societies, an election year is very paramount because things change, ideology changes. The people who have been performing poorly are removed to bring better people. Ideally, that's what should happen.
Yes.
But obviously, that's not what's going to happen here, right? The people who've been running things are going to hold the grip tighter, which means things that were bad in 2025 will probably get worse. I'm also at a place where I'm thinking in 2026, there are so many personal goals I want to achieve. The opportunities that I have laid ground for in 2025, the expectation is that the coming year, I'm going to achieve, a few things. And then finally, and perhaps most importantly, in 2026, I'm going to reduce on the amount of bullshit I've been giving. Like,
for a minute, I got worried when you said I'm going to reduce the amount of beer. Beer.
So, that that can happen. No, I will continue.
That almost got me shocked.
Yeah, I will continue to partake on the sweet drink. But I will also be more mindful of so many things, because when you get older, you have to look after your health, first of all.
Both physical and mental.
Yeah, so there's a bit of working out that will happen, a bit of meditation here and there.
Yes.
But then also you have to look after your finances, because retirement is not too far. You're getting older, you need to have some money when you're old. So that if your kids wake up one day and say, you look after yourself, you're fine. You're like, you guys go to New York, go to LME, I'm fine.
Yes.
I need to do that. And then finally, I also want to leave the world when I'm happy. Yeah. Even if I leave the people behind sad, they'll be okay. But me as me, I need to leave when I'm happy, when I've enjoyed certain things.
Okay, because we've been having this cup of coffee. What do you make of it? I don't know if you're a regular coffee consumer, or you're just one of those who don't
really care that much.
Yeah.
I have actually changed quite a lot. Okay. Yeah. I used to be a nonchalant person who didn't really care whether it's coffee or tea leaves or whatever. But then there's a lot. I have a number of friends who are very, very passionate about coffee, and they've shoved it down my throat so many times. When we're in the bar, I'm ordering beer, they're ordering coffee. I'm like, guys, what's happening? When you're somewhere, I'm ordering
a cup of
beer,
coffee,
they're ordering coffee. I'm like, what's beer? This?
Yeah.
So that's happened 1, 2, 3, 4. It gets to a point where, like, you know what?
You also want to give it,
Let me try, right? And it's actually not that bad.
Yes.
So
what's your take on this? Would you take this again?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because what we just had is I picked it off the shelves. It's called Elgon Blend Bugisu High Altitude Arabica.
I think the coffee that comes from Bugisu is very good coffee.
Yeah.
Especially that's been put in the value addition chain. It's very good.
Yeah.
And also because Uganda produces brilliant coffee, so there's really no two ways about it. But I think we still have a long way to go to make our coffee really, really, be the kind of coffee that people at Starbucks and all these places can.
Yes. But I think we do have those coffees, only that when it gets to Europe, people rebrand them and make it look like it's their product.
Thank you very much.
And even the president sometimes was talking about it. He's saying, you buy a kilo of coffee here at 10,000, but the byproduct you bring back is 4 times.
Yeah, it's more than that.
Yeah.
And I think Ugandans are being shortchanged. There's a lot of, and not just coffee, so many things that are gotten from Uganda,
rebranded
taken outside,
and then sold
rebranded and sold. And out there they say, "Boy, this is quality stuff," but they'll never tell you where it's from. So there's a lot of Ugandan stuff. One of the things is obviously coffee. It goes out there, they do the value addition, and they're like, "Hey, this coffee has come from Netherlands." Countries that don't even produce it anyway, right? And they'll say this coffee has come from Belgium, or this coffee has come from Germany, or this coffee has, because they've added value, right? So I think we need to think a lot more about value addition. And also we need to consume our coffee as Ugandans. We really need to. Yes.
Like
as a Ugandan,
so we don't have to rely hugely on the...
Just like the Ethiopians do. Yeah. They don't even need to rely on...
Ethiopians take coffee casually.
Yes.
So they can even have like a gathering, say the way we gather in a band, this is what they're consuming.
Although that will take some time because...
there needs to be...
mindset change, there's cultural change. There's
I think there needs to be a bold move, say, from the government to try and demystify so many things that are stopping people from consuming and all that. Yes, but away from the coffee. So, Biwol, just in this week and this month, there was news that the government has stopped the importation of the Starlink internet and all that. And this is something we've seen before, the internet being shut down. How have you prepared for that period of election? Because it's not far. Have you downloaded movies? Have you stacked up on beers? Who knows what could come out? Because for me, I've already stacked up movies and podcasts.
You're ready, Let them take the internet.
So what are you planning to do in that phase zone? How have you prepared for the election?
First of all, from a technical point of things, I've done my things. I've prepared in a certain way. I'm not going to share it on here, because they'll come and collect me, right? But some of us might be online during that time if they shut off the internet. But the other thing that that is very, very unfortunate is it's 2025, right? But there are certain things that are happening, like it's 1680, and for me, people look at it as a joke that, they will shut the internet and they move on. But there's nothing normal about that.
But that has always been the trend here with our services.
Yes, but there's nothing normal about it, honestly. There's nothing normal about it. We laugh about it and move on and like, they shut the internet and anyway. But it's not normal. Because in a society where you want people to express themselves, right? If somebody says something that is bad, get them and put them in bars, behind bars. Right? Don't curtail the entire nation because of 1, 2, 3, 4 people. No, go and pick them. Go and pick them.
Sure.
If you have substantial reasons, if you have reasons to say that Bakwa said something terrible, and it's yes, go and pick him. Don't affect Biwol. Biwol has nothing to do with
innocent.
Yes, me, I'm trying to make money. I'm trying to sell my lingerie online, and
because the thing with that is that then some businesses are going to be totally affected.
Very many businesses.
The business that work online.
I'll tell you this, that there are people who have never recovered from the Facebook blockade.
Exactly.
And it's now coming to 5 years since Facebook was blocked. And Facebook was a very massive thing for Ugandans. There are people who really, really made money on that thing. And they survived off of it. But till today, there's been no conversation about it, no communication, no compensation.
No resolution.
Like nothing. There's nothing even to say that, on this day, we think nothing. We are just living like wild animals. That can't happen. And so now, when the internet blockade comes, which I think will happen, people need to first of all embrace the fact that we are living in a regime that is doing its own things. Just don't stress yourself. Know that it's going to happen, and just wait for Citizen 001 to just chill. When he's tired, he will leave it, and we shall get our country back.
Sure.
Yeah.
So, guys, thank you for watching. As always, please remember to subscribe, comment, like, so that we get the fuel that will push us.
But also before these guys go, the guys who watch this podcast, comments are very, very important. If you feel like you want to insult a guy, insult them in the comments. Tell them, by the way, that shirt there, change the shirt. Or tell them the audio is, give them feedback. The feedback helps them grow, right? Feedback is very, very good. So because I also do podcasting, right?
Yeah.
And one of the things that hurts is somebody will not comment on your podcast, but they'll meet you in the bar and say, by the way, I think your podcast, it would be better if you put the light on the left and put it on the comments.
That's why the section is open.
Exactly.
Yes.
Put it in the comments. And
Yes.
Ugandans we don't comment on people's work. Guys, comment on the podcast. Tell these guys what work there. Yes. Yeah, and if you can, share the podcast with your friends, your relatives, your cousins, your boyfriends, whoever. Yeah.
Biwol,
thank you for having me.
it's been nice.
Yeah.
So let's get into the madness of the
Let the night
European
begin
football.
now. You can now turn off the cameras. Let the night now
and
begin.
depress you with Manchester
similar
United
countries.
results.